anticipating a good year tournament this year. So there will be a lot of media personalities, a lot of sponsors, and there will be also a lot of that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
May I have your attention? Please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, members of the media, fellow fishing enthusiasts, good evening. It is my honor to be the master of ceremonies for this exciting media launch for the 61st anniversary of the Port Antonio International Marlin Tournament. Today we gather to celebrate not only the sport of fishing, but also the camaraderie and passion that it encourages within us all. Before we dive into the details of what promises to be an exceptional tournament, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of our esteemed guests, including our sponsors, media representatives, and respected members of the fishing community. Your presence adds a special touch to this momentous occasion. The 61st Port Antonio International Marlin Tournament holds a special place in the hearts of all anglers from all over the island. For several years now, this event has been a symbol of sportsmanship and the pursuit of that elusive big catch. It has brought together individuals who share a love for fishing. Behind every successful event, there are dedicated individuals and organizations that work tirelessly to ensure its excellence. I would like to express our gratitude to all organizers, volunteers, and sponsors who have contributed their time and resources to make this tournament possible. Your commitment for the sport of fishing is truly admirable, and we thank you. At this point, I would like to thank the PR team from Sterling, but the Storyteller Agency, for setting up this event tonight. On behalf of our title sponsor, Sterling Asset Management. I encourage each of you to all embrace the spirit of sportsmanship, camaraderie, and conservation that defines this tournament. The true glory lies not in the size of the catch or the number of fish released or landed, but in the friendships formed and the memories made along the way. As we embark on this tournament journey, I invite you all to submerge yourselves into the challenges and joys that lie ahead. Together, let us celebrate success, foster a sense of community, and uphold the values that make fishing such a valued activity. Once again, a warm welcome to all of our honored guests and participants. May this launch be the spark for an exceptional fishing tournament where dedication, skill, and the love for the sport reign supreme. Thank you, and tight lines to all. At this point, I would like to invite the chairman, Mr. Maxim Rochester, to give greetings and a competition overview. Max?
Thank you, Steve. And well done with that. Welcome. I believe you covered so many things, right? For those of you who do not know me, my name is Max Rochester. I've been described as many things, chief cook and bottle washer, but probably these days a better description would be chief firefighter, because I'm the one who put out all the flames. So, having said that, I feel very, very pleased, and my heart is full with the turnout we have had and the response we have had from our sponsors. I will mention Sterling because they have been always, they have had our back whenever we run into trouble, and we run into trouble frequently. And somehow we know that Sterling is there, they will bail us out. And I used to have a boat, the name was Touch of Glass. So if you see me with a shirt or cap that says Touch of Glass, it's not me, it's the boat, okay? So, having said that, Sterling and First Rock over the past, since the Sterling forever and First Rock, since the COVID problems that we have encountered, they have been, both of them, Sterling supporters, and we appreciate you. And I point out that only because I know I start with Sterling and First Rock, and after I go after all the other sponsors and tell them, look, we have big sponsors here, they don't want to join us. And somehow it works, but don't get upset because the only constant in life is change. And I expect that next year we might well have a different presenting sponsor, because Sterling has been there for so long and First Rock, that we encourage you to step up. We have the capacity, and if you have the will, we'll make good music. Right? Okay. I promised Steve that I wouldn't say very much because we have so many sponsors, and at least 6 different sponsors will be sharing with us tonight. And it's all about our sponsors, it's all about payback. I've been asked the question many times, do sponsors get value? And my quick and witty answer is it depends. Like everything in life is what you make it of it, right? You can make it ordinary or you can make it extraordinary. And we're blessed with sponsors who have extraordinary talent and commitment. And I thank you all. So, I'm not going to say much more. I see where Steve has me down for giving some indication of the competition overview. And everyone has been asking me all night, how many boats? And my quick response is, we have enough, right? We will have somewhere between 15 and 18 boats. It could even be 20, but once we have 15 boats or more, we will have a successful tournament because there's critical mass. And things have changed over the years because in the good old days, we had up to 70 boats. But that has changed. But those boats some of them were really larger than canoes, right? And speaking about canoes, we are very proud of our sponsorship each year of the canoe tournament. This year, the tournament starts on the 8th of October with the canoe tournament. And we have at least 60 canoes. Usually we try to cut it back by a few. Not that we want it to be smaller, but just where safety and good management makes sense. So if you guys are into that type of fishing, those guys are excellent fishermen, real fishermen. They don't believe in the catch and release business at all, right? Because that's their livelihood. So we start on the Tuesday, the 8th. Main tournament commences on Wednesday, the 9th, where we have our captain's briefing and welcome aboard party. That is always very exciting because we start on level playing field. Nobody has caught a marlin. Everybody plans to catch the biggest marlin ever, right? So it's all going to be a good time. The fishing days would be the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So to make the tournament exciting and to keep interest up, because you would never believe I would say this, right? But marlin fishing requires a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Because you're up, it's almost you're up and down and all over. But you know, it's when you get that strike and that adrenaline rush that comes with it, when you see a marlin trying to fly the hook, he actually goes up on his tail and walks on water to try to flash it. It's really exciting. So you must experience that in life to understand what it's all about. We have very many sponsors, and my request is that we keep it relevant but not too long so that we can enjoy good drinks, good food, good camaraderie. Our guest speaker tonight is Mr. Greg Shirley. Greg and I go back to almost boyhood years. I certainly looked like a boy at the time I first met him. He can speak for himself, right? Right? And to tell you, just briefly tell you things about Greg that nobody else, that somebody as old as I could know, is that Greg is an outstanding son of Jamaica. He has hardly ever done anything wrong, right? He started, to the best of my knowledge, with PMJ, was in their consultant. He got married to a really wonderful lady who was predeceased him, Susan. Both his names, Lady Susan. That tells you how much respect is due there. He's also an outstanding entrepreneur, made some really good investments, and you know, he's not an insubstantial gentleman, right? Let me put it that way. Greg has made very many mistakes in his life, right? And he's somebody that I would emulate, and I would encourage you to emulate, because he pays back. He's a director of one of our very major sponsors, Jamaica Marlin, and he's been there. He has a number of directorships that you have to call them payback, public service, and very few of us have the stamina to do what he has been doing. The only thing that I would say that would make him not be a perfectionist is that his fishing partner is Richard Burr, and the jury is out, still out on whether that is good or bad. Thank you guys. Steve, please come and take the mic before I say too much.
Plenty was said. So just so everyone is aware, Max is the chairman. I am a director, along with Greg Luton, Andrew Alexander, and Steve Sykes. Can you join me up here for... Please join me up here. Doc as the IGF.
I've talked to him on the phone a couple of times. 3 or 4 times.
Andrew. and Mr. Peter Cole. My
So
apologies.
a year ago, that's crazy. I talked at least 3 or 4 now.
These are the chairman and directors of the fishing tournament that runs in October every year
Thank you.
in Port Antonio.
Thank you, fellow directors. So at this time, I would like to invite from Sterling Asset Management, the Assistant VP of Marketing and Communications, Michelle Valentine, to come and share with us her remarks about the long-standing relationship between Sterling and Sir Henry Morgan. Michelle?
I saw that picture, I saw it, she done posted it. I look forward.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to stand before you this evening at the 61st staging of the Port Antonio Marlin tournament, a significant event that has become a staple of the Jamaican sporting calendar. This tournament, a true celebration of community, tradition, and world-class fishing, is a testament to the spirit and resilience of our community. On behalf of Sterling Asset Management, I wish to extend a welcome to all participants, sponsors, and guests. We are thrilled to serve as the main sponsor of this prestigious event. Sterling Asset Management has always been committed to sporting endeavors. It's to supporting endeavors that reflect our core values. For more than 6 decades, this tournament has brought together some of the best anglers from across the island and overseas, combining sport, adventure, and camaraderie while highlighting the breathtaking beauty of Port Antonio. At Sterling, we pride ourselves on offering investment solutions that help our clients to navigate the complex financial markets.
Ladies and gentlemen, please have some respect for the sponsors. Please. It's not right. They're spending their money to be here. Be quiet and listen. Andrew, you too.
Thank you. All right, I'll start this paragraph again. At Sterling, we pride ourselves on offering investment solutions that help our clients navigate the complex financial markets. We understand that success in both investment and sport requires strategy, discipline, and a commitment to long-term goals. As the main sponsor, we want to reaffirm our commitment to the Sir Henry Morgan Angling Association and its Port Antonio International Marlin Tournament. We have been sponsors for over a decade, quite some time, helping to promote not just sport, but tourism, local business growth, and environmental awareness as we work together to preserve the beauty of these waters for generations to come. I'd like to take a moment to personally thank the Sir Henry Morgan Anglers Association, the Port Antonio community, and all the anglers who have traveled from near and far to be here. Your passion and dedication are what make the event so special, and we are truly privileged to be a part of it. To the competitors, I wish you all the best luck on the open seas. May your lines be tight, your catches be record-breaking, and your spirits high throughout the event. We look forward to a successful and unforgettable 61st Port Antonio Marlin Tournament. Thank you.
Fish on, fish on, fish on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Apologies for the unruly fishermen in the back. I don't want them to get the record break to catch wishes that you give. But I will take them. Up next, I would like to invite the marketing assistant from First Rock Group, Alexandra McNamee, to come and share her views with us from First Rock.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So my name is Alexandra McNamee, marketing assistant at the First Rock Group. And on behalf of First Rock, we are thrilled to sign on once more as a sponsor for this monumental tournament. It is an honor to be a part of a place that continues to celebrate excitement and passion for marlin fishing. I'm going to keep it short and spicy, so thank you to the organizers and the participants for making this tournament possible. Best of luck to all the teams. And as Sterling would have said, may your lines be tight and your catches unforgettable. Let's make this a memorable event. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you, Alexander. I like the length of your remarks. It was precise. So at this point, I'd like to invite Delia Dyer Hodlin, the Senior Business Development Manager from Jamaica Bauxite Mining. They started their sponsorship tenureship from last year, and we're happy to have them on board again.
Alright, very well. Alright, so guys, I'm sorry. Alright, so firstly, I'm so happy to be here with you again this year. I represent Jamaica Bauxite Mining, owners of the legendary Reynolds Spear. Who knows Reynolds Spear? In Ocho Rios, beautiful Ocho Rios. Who knows? Whoa. Anyhow, I'm really very thrilled to once again be with you guys. Last year we started off as sponsors, and this year, year 2, we're hoping to have an even better experience than the one we had last year. Recently, you all celebrated 6 decades of organizing this thing, and I think that is an absolute testimony. 6 decades, can you imagine? And that speaks to how well you have brought together sponsors, competitors, enthusiasts, supporters. I mean, it is just a testament to your level of organization, of community development, of community building, and we are absolutely happy to be a part of this legacy. So this year, guys, I remember last year when we came on, we were expressing to you that Reynolds Spear would have dried up, and at the time we were under rehabilitation, and now we're happy to share with you the year 2 of our sponsorship, that our dry dock is up and running again, and we're ready to take your appointments to get your boats rehabilitated and ready for the seas. Alright, so as I conclude my remarks, I want to wish you all tight lines, calm seas, and broad smiles from the great catchers.
Thank you, Delia. This is going quicker than I had imagined. Very efficient. I'd like to now invite Marlin, the insurance advisor from Guardian Life, to come and share with us
Chairman of the Sir Henry Morgan Angling Association and Tournament Director, Mr. Maxim Rochester. Representative of the International Game Fish Association, Dr. Kenny. Guest speaker, Ms. Shirley. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This evening I have with me one of our managers from Trafalgar branch, Mr. Fitzroy at the back. It is indeed a pleasure to offer remarks on behalf of Garden Life at this evening's media launch of the 61st Sport and Tour International Marine Tournament. I must congratulate you on rising the weight of time and preserving this world event
That's like corners.
as you currently hold the title of
You're going well tonight, man.
oldest Marlin tournament.
No, Tanya, you're going like you can't be
Garden Life
brilliant.
has been a proud sponsor of this tournament for more than
Oh, like him
10
wife.
years. We particularly proud to partner with an initiative where where the preservation of the marine environment is a priority. This tournament is critical in raising awareness of not just the endangered marine species, but other marine species that are currently at risk. As we celebrate 55 years operation in Jamaica this year, we're particularly proud of our consistent support to the communities in which we operate and in the partnerships that we have established, especially those that safeguard lives, including marine life. While our main focus is targeted towards insurance, we're always endeavoring to contribute to sustainable development, and our participation is one of those avenues that will allow us to fulfill our commitment. This tournament also has economic attracting people from all over the world and people visit our shores for the tournament. They compete. They also patronize local businesses like hotels, craft markets, among other industries. The tournament also boosts our rating to the country that values the environment, making the destination more attractive to local and international tourists. Once again, Garden Life commends you on your contribution to the preservation of the environment. We wish for you a successful tournament and look forward to future partnerships.
Good for you, we're a belt. Yes,
Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to invite Chicky Davidson, the cruise director from Jamaica Vacations, to come and share her remarks. Can I remind
they have it.
Fishermen at the back to keep quiet and listen?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Trudy Davidson. I am the Cruise Tourism Manager of Jamaica Vacations Limited. And this evening I bring remarks on behalf of Jamaica Vacations. We brand as Jamaica Cruising, just in case you were looking for it. Jamaica Vacations is the agency in the Ministry of Tourism responsible for cruise tourism. And we are proud to be one of the sponsors this year. This is our second year sponsoring the Marlin tournament. This is such a beloved competition internationally, and so important to the boating and fishing community locally. We at Jamaica Vacations see the value of such an event to the industry, and we are grateful to once again be a part of something great, and all the best to this year's competitors. Thank you.
Thank you, Trudy. So moving down the list, I would like to invite Liana Webster, Marketing Officer and Hyperways Supercenter, to come. Hyper has been a long-standing sponsor and the only sponsor that sells fishing gear if you're interested.
Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing today? You're good? You're not so better than that, but you're not actually good. You're good? Alright, so I am Liana Webster, Marketing Officer at Hypro, And I must say we are so excited to be a part of this year's tournament. Over the years, Harbour has sought to sponsor or support this tournament specifically because of its history and influence on Jamaica's marine system. I mean, for 61 years, you guys have been able to contribute to the preservation, the enhancement, and the sustenance of Jamaica's marine life, and that truly is commendable. And not only does it speak of the association, but it speaks of their dedication and resilience over the years. 61 years is a long time, you know, so Harbour is so happy to be a part of that. And of course, most of you will already know at Harbour we have our sports and leisure department. So in preparation for this tournament, please don't be afraid to come pay us a visit. I mean, we have lines, rods, reels, you name it, we probably have it. So stop by, and once again I would just like to commend everyone here because over the years you guys have been able to be a part of this, and it's not just about fishing, it's also about building community, building camaraderie, and also creating unforgettable memories. So from Hypro, your family, we wish you peace, blessings, and tight lines.
Thank you, Liana. I would like to now invite one of our new sponsors, CG United's branch manager, Winsome Gibbs, to join me up here.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. The new kid to the party. We're excited to be here. Trying to see if I can find what they asked me to say. Let's get it. And don't worry, I won't be long. I can't find this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, anglers and friends. It's an honor for the CG United team to be a part of this prestigious occasion. We're proud sponsors of the 61st Port Antonio International Marlin Tournament. Just a little bit about CG, because I know a lot of you here wonder, what is CG United? Who is CG United? CG United is a general insurance company. We are out of Bermuda, formerly Massey United Insurance. No strangers to the Caribbean. We are in 20 territories in the Caribbean, even though you're hearing about us, some of you for the first time. Steve is insured with CG United. And as David was over there, he knows we're no stranger to Jamaica. But back to business. So CG serves in 20 countries, as I said before, throughout the Caribbean. And this is for no reason. And for this reason, rather, the name Coral Isles honors the many coral islands in the region. At CG United, we believe in building strong, trusting relationship with our clients, our community. Just like a good fisherman trusts his bait. Our commitment to customer service means we're always ready to support you, and we're happy to support this wonderful occasion. So let's read some great memories and have a fantastic tournament for all those very good fishermen out there. See you fishing. In closing, good luck to everyone on the water, and may your lines be tight and your spirit be high. Thank you.
Thank you, Winsome. At this point, I'd like to invite our guest speaker, Mr. Greg Shirley. Max embellished earlier on his knowledge of Greg, so I don't need to introduce him. He's been introduced already. But he's a director of Jamaica Royals, one of our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night. I hear the rowdy part of the crowd, which I usually see on the port behind there. We're going to behave ourselves now. I first want to thank Max, and he has indicated that we have known one another for a long time. Max, I remember as a competitor, he being at PricewaterhouseCoopers and I being at KPMG. But we evolved to be good friends and to be good partners in crime as we have moved forward in life. Having not really attended a similar exercise as this, I am going to be very personal in my evolution as far as sports fishing is concerned. And I hope some of you will forgive me, as particularly when I reach to Costa Rica, I will tell you a story about Costa Rica. I remember very clearly, very clearly, that in my youth, I used to watch the tournaments in Puerto Rico. My father was the station master of the railway station in Puerto Rico, the one that is now burnt down. And as a youngster, I used to look across and I used to recognize the tournament, but never in my life aspired to be involved in such a tournament. That tournament looked like it evolved to be the tournament for the privileged and the well-heeled in the Jamaican society, although most of the fishermen were not Jamaican. They came into Jamaica, they fished, and they enjoyed themselves. And as a result of that, the tourism industry in Portland, particularly in the surrounding areas, evolved as a result of that fishing experience, which is getting there. Port Antonio in those days was a very quiet, sedate town. And it became alive when the fishing tournaments occurred. And that alignment was very understandable in that those fishermen brought in money, and the tournament itself was exposed on a worldwide basis. And as a result, you'll find some high-end hotels evolving out of Port Antonio, which was instigated by this fishing tournament. As I indicated before, when I looked at myself at that time, I had no aspirations, nor thought I could be involved in such an activity. I think it has changed somewhat. And this change, to some degree, was brought about because of some family collections which I had. And I will highlight Richard Burke here, because Richard's brother decided to marry my daughter. And I think it was his wife who indicated to him that, Richard, you really need to get Greg involved in this. But I must tell you, I always had a love for the sea. And when I retired from KPMG, I was lucky enough to find a piece of land which bordered right on the sea. And the Rio Nuevo empties right in front of my house, now in Rio Nuevo. What was lacking was the involvement with the sea as far as fishermen is concerned. So I agreed to go out with Richard. He had a 23-foot boat with a single engine on it. And a couple of times we had gone out and the engine broke down while we were way out at sea. Luckily we had our cell phones so we could call in to the hotel and ask the people at the hotels to send someone out to rescue us. I am a coward. I'm a coward as it relates to the sea. So I said to Richard, we need to get a bigger boat with 2 engines on it. So we bought this bigger boat. It was a 30-footer with 2 engines, and I think that's the first boat we fished Port Antonio in. Unfortunately for us, when we went there, one of the engines failed. So we ended up fishing the tournament on the Great Escapade with 1 engine. I said, Richard, this doesn't look good, nor am I satisfied with my involvement in the sea. So Richard said, we need a bigger boat. And he says, I don't have the money to buy a bigger boat. Yes. So we eventually bought a 41-foot boat with 2 inboard engines that actually work. And we have, I must tell a little story on that one. At the time, my wife was alive. Her name is Susan Shirley, and she became well known in the Jamaican, although she was an American, she became well known because she was an artist, and she painted normal Jamaican scenes, homes, and so forth. And when I brought her to Jamaica, I thought I would be the big man. But I remember very distinctly, she got an invitation from Eddie Siaga to attend a function at Jamaica House. And the invitation was addressed, Miss Susan Shirley and guest. So that put me in my place right away. But to buy the boat, I forgot that she was a co-signer on the account. And I went to her and I said, Susan, we're buying this boat. And the bank tells me that you have to co-sign, and she raised backside. She says, no way in hell. And then I said to her, you know, it's so unfortunate because I have named the boat Lady Susan.
That's not true. Yeah. About 10 years ago, you tell me that story.
So she co-signed the check.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah. So that is how we got to sail the boat down from Florida to Jamaica. We have used that boat in our tournaments, and we actually did win 1 tournament. I think we won that out of Montego because, you know, to go to the world tournaments, you need to win a tournament in Jamaica. And we won that tournament, and I have to thank Guy Harvey for us being able to win that tournament. Because the boat that won that tournament, Guy Harvey protested. And he said that based on his view of fighting the Marlin was not for company, and they disqualified that boat. So we won the tournament. We went we went to Costa Rica, and I must tell you, it is, when I started this process, I had no ambitions into representing Jamaica at a tournament. But as a result of that, we decided that we would go to Costa Rica. Oh, I must tell you a little bit about our Costa Rican trip. The first day we went, they seemed to have a different fishing approach than we did in Jamaica. And we used the first day to learn how to fish in Costa Rica. By the third day of fishing, it's a 4-day tournament, and you get your boats by drawing lots. By the third day, having not caught anything on the first day, we were third in the world. Then on the fourth day, when we went to the boat that we were supposed to fish, it was a broken down boat. Richard, as usual, went around and he said, how many the things you put on that if you sink, yeah, life vest you have? And the boat had about 3 life vests on it. It had a choppy engine, and Richard raised backside. He said, there is no way we're going to be fishing on that boat. So we had gone out some area and we had to come back in port, and we got another boat. By that time, half of the day had gone. We ended up, I think, 7th in the world, having not survived that day. However, we did win the non-bill section. And this is leading me to the experience which I want to share with you minimally. I don't want to get into depth because there are ladies here, so I don't want to get into it. I don't know if any of you have been to Costa Rica. I'm going to be very proper because I think as you hear how I speak, I went to Monroe College and they taught you to be a gentleman. And in the boarding school, you have to learn. So I'm always the one who is steadying the crew. We had rented a beautiful villa, really beautiful villa. And after we caught our moi fish, or the dolphin fish, it was 53 pounds. And that was the largest fish that was landed in Costa Rica. So we won that prize. So we filleted a half of it, and we gave the boatmen the other half, and we took it to a restaurant, and we said, we are coming back to have our dinner at this restaurant. And Richard indicated to them that they could use the fish to do anything, dessert, or main meal, and everything. And they said, okay. But Costa Rica is, as I said, a very interesting country. It has most beautiful ladies, and some of the team invited these ladies to have dinner with us. I am very conservative, and I'm sitting at the bar, and then I noticed 2 of these ladies came sitting beside me. And what I found out was that my fishing partners had indicated to these ladies that I was sponsoring the whole.
Interesting. Continue.
And that is the way the dinner went. I was fond of And I didn't know what to do, I was pretty quiet. And then they invited all these ladies back to our. So, being very conservative, I had picked, because I think I was the oldest person in the group, so I had picked a ground floor bedroom. So when I got there, I went to my bedroom and I closed the door, and I did not know what happened after that. But it was a very interesting trip. And I have, for someone who have retired and have evolved, I have enjoyed the whole fishing experience, and I continue to enjoy the fishing experience. That is, by the way, someone is over there saying that is a story I'm sticking with, and I'm sticking with it. What I'm really interested in, and I hope Max and his team will be able to continue to evolve the Port Antonio thing. We fish mostly on weekends along the north coast because the boat is docked in the port in Otarias Marina. But what I've noticed is that the fishing along that coast seem to have deteriorated significantly. And I try, and the guys have tried as best they can to educate the fishermen along that coast that some of their fishing methods is detrimental not just to the fish but to themselves. And I look out, I live on a fishing beach, and I remember when I built my house there first, there were about 20 fishing boats there. Before I came up to this function, I counted the fishing boat, and we are down to 4. And the fishing is not able to support those 4 boats. So it is hopeful that as we educate the Jamaican fishermen, we can restore this glorious fishing opportunity which we have. It is good for camaraderie, I think we can see it here. It is good for tourism, and it is good for Jamaica as a whole. So our goal is to try to bring back fishing to the levels which it used to be. I won't spend a long time much more here because I went to a funeral this morning, and it was my aunt's funeral. She had reached 100 years old. Unfortunately, we asked her first pastor, she was about 95 years old, to move a remembrance. And I tell you, I was watching the people in the church, and old age is a hell of a thing. Sometimes you don't really realize what is going on. And I notice an element of it as far as I'm concerned. I notice that I don't have the sort of energy which I used to have. And a couple of fellas here have mentioned, they said, Greg, I notice you're looking a lot fitter than you used to do. And that fitness has cost me a lot of money and a lot of punishment, because I've gone back to the gym and I do not want to embarrass myself when I'm putting in a Marlin. So I have done that. So guys, you have seen someone who has evolved from not even considering this grouping as a possibility to be involved in and who have evolved. And I suspect when I look at the group here as against the ones that I used to look at as a youngster, I see the evolution of fishing in Jamaica. And I want to wish us all the best. And I hear some people come up here and they say tight lines, good fishing, and Richard has indicated to me that I should add something onto the end. And it says tight lines and firm rods. So I'm going to leave it at that. And wish us the very best. And once again, Max, thank you.
I think that address was very personal, and for those that are not intertwined into sport fishing, being personal is a part of it, and the stories are what keeps us together. So at this point, I would like to invite the co-managing director of the land, Mrs. Andrea Cohen, to share a vote of thanks, and shortly thereafter, we can continue the party.
Good night, everyone. Gordon, I didn't know you were a budding politician, man. All protocol observed, our dear esteemed Morgan, Sir Henry Morgan Anglers Association Chair, Max. The other esteemed members of the board. You know, we don't really acknowledge them all the time, but they are in the wings, doing all the hard work and making sure that nights like these are a success. It takes a lot to put these tournaments together, and we take it for granted. So I would like to take the time to say thank you again and again and again, because we appreciate you. 61 years, that's a long time. And you're doing it, and it's going strong, and it's morphing into different things, because as you know, the old marina is morphing into the new marina, and all kinds of things are changing, and we have to embrace change. So thank you for all that you've done taking us up to this point. Thank you to our sponsors. Of course, you know, we could not do any of this without you. So I'm seeing a little message from Stephen, who seems to want to say something, but the sponsors, you have some pretty official ones here. First Rock, Jamaica Bauxite Mining, Guardian Life, they all spoke. Jamaica Vacations, Hypro, and CG United. Thank you guys. Sterling Asset Management, our primary one, and all of these persons stand here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This wouldn't be the same without you all. I'm asked to give a special recognition to cows for their, no, I won't say that one. I won't eat very much without Leland, but yes, Leland is there as a sponsor. So thank you everybody for making this a special tournament. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to fair seas, good weather, and of course our beautiful island that is going to shine through, and we all have to celebrate all the successes that Jamaica has been achieving over the years. Thanks again everybody, thanks for being here tonight, thanks to 100 and all the others who made tonight possible. Thank you, Stephen. I think Stephen needs to say something.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There is something very important that we need to do tonight. In our last AGM, Dr. Kelly has given up his seat on the board as a committee member in long-standing for many, many years. And it will be remiss of us to tonight not recognize his efforts and his many years of service to this tournament. There are times before I even started fishing when this tournament had dwindled because of events of the day and the time. And Dr. Kenny, in himself, made the effort to keep this tournament going and to bring it to what it is today. And I would like us all to show our appreciation by applauding Dr. Kenny's efforts for many years.
Doc, please, you need to come to, please, come forward, Doc. No, you have to. Yes, this is the rebel. This is the original Down Dog on rebel. We have to guard his mouth, we have to muzzle him sometimes, but we do appreciate all that he has done for the sport. Because without him, we would not have revisited all that we've done at Port Antonio, the Surrender now and Port Antonio Marlin tournament. Doc is a rebel for sure. He has made many people very, very angry. But at the core, his intentions are not bad at all. So we appreciate Doc, we appreciate you tremendously, and we want to say a big thank you. Is there anybody else who wants to say something to Doc? No, I'm not. A few of them, I don't know if you heard that, but we appreciate you. Thanks for all that you've done for the sport. All the best.
So ladies and gentlemen, in a show of camaraderie for Dr. Kenny, let us all raise our glasses and post a toast. Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Thank you, Doc.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Doc, thank you for your service many years. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, this brings an end to the official media launch, but the beginning of the beverages, the continuation of the beverages and some food on the terrace below. So please stay, enjoy, and line. Mr. Music.